Everybody, Victor Connector here, coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. How are we today? TGIF. Woo! It's gonna be something great. Hey, just got off a phone call with a big dog and a sub two. Combine them together, we might be doing a deal. There was a gentleman that Adam. He called me up. He's an investor from Minnesota. Got into a deal, going into foreclosure. See what we can do. This is during the holidays, of course. Once we start, what's up, Alma? I saw you live. You're doing good, girl. Awesome. Um, it's about collaboration. There's a lot of things that we have to go and help other people in different areas, right? We want to make sure we're here to help and collaborate. Being a connector is the best thing that I think I can ever do for anyone else. It's not always me. It's about helping other people with problems, finding a solution, putting a person in front of them, putting a process there, looking for a creative way to fix a problem. That's one of the things that I had one of my friends who asked to shadow me. That was the main purpose of her visit here. She spent 20 days with me. It's a long time. But she learned a lot. I was able to go back and mentor her on the things that what I've done, and what really helped me to elevate my path as a real estate investor, a more somewhat a sophisticated real estate investor, because it's called continuous education for a reason. But also, you want to connect with people and understand what they're looking for, understanding what the problem is, and get to that story. A lot of times, whenever you have a problem, you really don't know, you cannot see outside that bubble. Because once you start talking about your problem, your story, the person outside the bubble can always find a solution a lot quicker than you can, believe it or not, because they're not fully involved in it. And by picking your brain and getting more information, extracting that knowledge of what you already have, you're able to find some creative ways to fix it. So don't feel that you need to know everything. You just need to know enough to put the right person involved to do that job. Delegate, because there's only one of you. But if you're able to put people and team members in places, you're able to multiply what you're able to accomplish in a shorter amount of time. What you want to do, you want to compress that time by getting other people on the same page as you are. So don't be afraid to give out knowledge, because the knowledge that you're giving out is able to apply to that person that you're training, that you're mentoring, that you're teaching to understand your process, not somebody else's process, but your process. And once they get to understand, then they can elevate you even more. What's up, Tommy? It's all about scaling. You cannot stand here flat. You need to move it up. You have to scale upwards. If you don't have that 45-degree slant, you're not going to grow. If you have a very small line with gravity, it's going to push it down, and you're going to go negative. You're never going to scale, because the market is the way it's working and moving and changing all the time. That even with that little a raise in line is still not fast enough for what the market is doing. So sometimes you got to do some massive moves, right? Massive action. So by giving out the information, teaching the right methods into what's up, human, teaching them the right information on what you are trying to achieve, it allows you to do so much more in life. Jermaine, what's up, my man? So knowledge is power, but giving the knowledge to your people is going to be even that much stronger, much better for yourself. So Heman and I are actually going to be talking pretty soon on helping real estate agents to work with creative investors. And this is going to be so powerful. Whoever's out there who is a real estate agent, You want to go and be in this room that Heman and I are going to be creating, because we're going to give you some tips, because you don't want to have a hit it and quit it relationship with one end buyer. What you want to do is, even Jermaine word is a good one, right? What you want to do, you want to work with those creative real estate investors, because you want that long term relationship. By having that long term relationship, you're able to understand what they're looking for. How creative can you get? Even with a person who's about to be going to foreclosure, they're about to go and um, need to move out within 10 days. There's going to be people like us who's going to be able to get into that situation and take it down so quickly that you're finding a solution. But if you don't know what you don't know until you know, and then you know. So this is so important, that there's more than one way to skin a cat. You want to have different solutions for different problems. It could be a VA loan, it could be a HUD loan, it could be a conventional loan, it could be 100% free and clear. It could have zero equity, or it's like I said, free and clear. Each situation has a method for a solution. So don't think that there's not a way to fix it. There is. You just have to open your mind and understand how to use it. And trust me, it's all legal. Because if it's on a TREC form, that means it's going to be good here in Texas. Every state has a, what's up, Alex? Every state has a state certified contract for real estate. Know it, understand it. I myself will use a TREC form because it is already certified by every court in the state of Texas, from the itty bitty one per se one horse town to a metropolitan like Dallas Fort Worth. Because that piece of paper is going to be so secure that every judge understands what it is. So be aware, understand, get educated, have a team. I have a real estate attorney, I have a title company, I have a civil engineer, I have an architect, I have real estate agents, I have commercial brokers, you have lenders, hard money, private money. Whenever you want to work in this type of field, you need wholesalers, you need lead generations, you need all this to be successful. And it does not happen overnight. It's about going to meetups, understanding what you're looking for, knowing who to go back and trust but verify. And then you start learning little by little. Having conversations with other investors, having conversations with wholesalers, you're understanding what you are looking for. And then at the same time, you're understanding what they're looking for. Because it's a two-way street, right? It's not about how, it's always about how can I help you. Is always the first response to whenever I build a relationship. How can I help you? And once I understand their story, then I can relate what I want into their story and build that relationship. And this is how you become a connector. And over time, you start having this list of people in your CRM. I just finished looking through mine. I have close to 1,100 people within a 2 year time span that I actually, this CRM is actually almost a year old. And so I have 1,100 people on there. And it just grows and grows every day. I just did a meetup last night here at the city, here at Wiley, with the Chamber of Commerce. I got 3 new leads, placed them on my CRM, and we're just going to have another follow up. Follow up is so important, guys. Follow up is where you build those relationships. Follow up is where you get those leads. Follow up is where you get those contracts. It is so vital into your business, okay? If you're wrapping cars and trucks, if you're doing signs, if you're doing real estate, if you're a doctor, a dentist, a plumber, electrician, or a roofer. Follow up, follow up, follow up. This is a quick way to get you known and you able to make sure you're able to have the best marketing through word of mouth. What's up, Hector? So, um, it's also go on your social media, go on live, talk about yourself, talk about your business, talk about your relationships outside of your business. You know, this you see my signs right here? These signs were made by my friend, my neighbor. He made these beautiful signs for me. He even designed my logo for me. And it's a big shout out to CNC Innovations here in Wiley. It's because you build those relationships, you're able to help other people. And every time I get a compliment about my signs, I always go and plug him in. Why do I do that? It's because if he's doing good, that means I'm doing good. Because this whole wall will be full of logos. And guess where I'm going to get it? From Eddie from CNC Innovations. He's going to help me design my logos. He's going to be able to cut my logos out and paint them. And this is what we need to do, guys, is build those relationships, understanding how important it is. Our core value is built on relationships. Because if your relationship is weak, it doesn't matter how big your empire or you're building on top of it because it can come crumbling down any moment. But if you build that relationship, that foundation so strong, it lasts the test of time because I am building generational wealth for me, for my children, and my children's children, and maybe beyond. But that's what I'm looking to do. But I can talk for hours. Hey guys, today's Friday. Do not take your foot off the pedal. We got the weekend. We got the end of the month. Tuesday will be the 31st. Tuesday will be the last day of the 2023 month of January. Can you believe how quickly these days are going? So, what does that mean? Massive action. Keep on doing it. Go have a meetup. I had 2 meetups this month that I helped and Karnik helped for Vina Jetty. So, if you cannot go into a room, find a room. If you can't find a room, pay for the room. You can't pay for the room, make a room. And then invite the people that you want to learn from. That's what we did. We invited Vina Jetty. She brought Alvin Hope Johnson, who brought Courtney, and Vina also brought her tax advisor, Larry West, and her SEC lawyer, Nick the lawyer. It is such an amazing time to be in real estate, and everybody's worried about the market. The market's going to change up and down, good and bad. But if you're not in it, you're never going to see the fruits of your labor. Yes, it's expensive, but there's ways to do it. There's ways to be creative enough to take down real estate. There's partnerships. There's creative solutions. There's ways that you're able to bring and build a fund together, other people's money. Don't make one little small thing into a mountain because there are always solutions. Go on the live, bring people up, talk to them, work with them, JV with them, find the solutions. That's it, guys. Y'all have a great evening. TGIF, cannot wait to see you. Please, one more thing, please follow, comment, and share. It is very important because if you're listening, then there's other people who has the same mindset as you do. So if you don't mind, please follow, comment, and share. Thank you very much. TGIF, let's roll, make it count, and never stop hustling.